Hi Goucher. For those who haven't met me, I'm Lucy, a mental health counselor at Goucher's Student Counseling Center. I hope everyone is taking care of themselves, checking in with friends and family, and finding ways to develop a routine as we adjust to recent changes enacted to help slow the spread of COVID-19. Today, I want to briefly discuss the concept of radical acceptance and how it may be applied to help us feel better equipped in coping with the current pandemic. Radical acceptance is a therapeutic strategy that falls within the form of psychotherapy known as dialectical behavior therapy. So essentially, dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT, teaches us new skills to manage challenging emotions. So when you think of the term radical acceptance, consider what comes to mind. Chances are that what you're imagining is the foundational essence of the practice of radical acceptance. So what is radical acceptance? A common formula that is often discussed in relation to radical acceptance is pain plus non-acceptance equals suffering. So when a situation, event, or emotion is out of our control and is causing us pain, fighting against it often leads to suffering and the prolonging of the negative experience. When a reality is painful, it's natural to try to push it away, fight against it, or numb out through unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as drinking, impulsivity, over or under eating, among others. These strategies might cause a temporary relief or sense of relief for us as individuals. However, they only serve to avoid the root of the issue and cause us to feel worse in the long term. The first principle of radical acceptance is that it's the practice of accepting things as they are, whether we find them agreeable or not. So it's important to note that this does not mean we are condoning behaviors, signaling our agreement with the current reality, ignoring or denying a situation, or giving up our needs. Rather, it is a choice and practice that allows us to prioritize our own well-being and peace of mind over a desire to alter our reality. The second principle is that radical acceptance is understanding the things we can and cannot control in our lives. In practicing radical acceptance, we can weigh the facts of the situation and assess whether there is room for productive action on our part. If the answer is no, and you find yourself worrying or ruminating where there is no concrete practical action you can take to remediate the situation, radical acceptance can help you to avoid having your mood and mental well-being hijacked by something that is inherently out of your control. Thirdly, radical acceptance is comparable to mindfulness in many ways, such that it encourages us to adopt a non-judgmental stance, practice acknowledgement of our reality, practice letting go rather than fighting against reality, and requests that we build tolerance to our present reality, even when it is painful or uncomfortable. So once again, this doesn't mean we are attempting to view a non-agreeable situation with rose-colored glasses. Rather, we are making the effort not to view a situation as either good or bad, positive or negative, but rather adopting a mindset similar to "it is what it is." In doing so, we lay the foundation to reclaim a state of psychological peace. So suffice it to say, the current pandemic has likely caused shifts in many aspects of each and every one of our current realities that we may not find totally agreeable. We may be worrying about the nature of our academic and professional performance with online learning, brooding over the fact that we cannot socialize with friends and loved ones as we once were able to, concerned about our lack of ability to predict when our world will return to its previous state, among many other concerns. These feelings and concerns are entirely real and valid. Nonetheless, this pandemic presents an opportunity to implement radical acceptance in a way that hopefully can reduce these feelings of suffering we may be experiencing. In our current reality, radical acceptance is about recognizing and accepting the truth of the situation, even if it is difficult, rather than burying our heads in the sand. For example, it is recognizing that our typical routines have changed substantially. It is recognizing where we can act and respond accordingly. It is realizing what is out of our control, but also what is within our control. Radical acceptance is hard, and it takes time to develop and master, but approaching our current worldwide situation with a lens of radical acceptance can prevent pain from turning into suffering. So thank you for tuning in today and learning how radical acceptance may be helpful and be applied to your own everyday life. Stay safe, healthy, and well, and I look forward to seeing you all on campus sometime in the near future.